Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I'm really happy to announce the latest release of the anime scripter, that being the release of 013. In this release, there have been many improvements on the actual interface and UI of the script, as well as adding a lot more features and performance improvements in it. Let's just run through over them really quick and we can get to actually testing them. Now you will see a new filter named Sharpen. Sharpen uses the contrast-based adaptive sharpening from AMD. As generally speaking, just to summarize it, it's a much better sharpening filter compared to something like the sharpening from After Effects or Sapphires or BCAAs, whatever it is. No, it's BCC, sorry. Boris continues something sharpening filter. Anyway, it's a better sharpening filter. It's much more performant and generally speaking has much better results compared to them. In the settings tab, you will now see a sharpening slider which you can play around with. Of course, as any sharpening, you can also go overboard with it. Generally speaking, I would not suggest a sharpening above 60, maybe 70%. Anything above that can introduce and will introduce some artifacting. I'm really happy with sitting around 50%, though you can lower it and increase it and play around with it as much as you would like. Yeah, another improvement has been the addition of SwinIR. SwinIR is another architecture, so to say, for upscaling. Generally speaking, just to summarize it, it's much better than anything in here, but it comes with attacks in performance. On my 3090, I get about 2 to 3 FPS on it. That's of course without TensorRT, but that's something that's gonna come in the future. Anyway, generally speaking, I would suggest it for anybody with a 3080 or a 4070 GPU. Or if you have a lower end GPU, probably use it on a 720p video instead of a full HD video. For anything full HD, I would suggest just Shuffle. For anything even higher, maybe use Super Ultra Compact, or if full HD, if you have like a weaker GPU, something lower than I would say 1080, you probably use Super Ultra Compact. Anything above 1080, just use a Shuffle and you will be happy with Shuffle. It performs better than maybe 95, if not more than that, of the models out there. Yeah, another improvement has been the addition of segmentation. Segmentation uses a model named ISNet. This model has been specifically trained for anime. I think it was trained by SkyTNT. It uses AI to generate masks for your videos. I will show you a bit later how it actually works, but it should be really easy. Let's do a really quick run of deduplication, upscaling, interpolation, and sharpening all in one. Oh yeah, before I forget, in the last releases 0, 1, 2, 3 and whatnot, you may remember that I was really happy to say that I've lowered the processing steps from 4 to 3, then from 3 to 2. Now I'm even more happy to say the processing steps have been lowered from 2 to 1. What does this mean? Basically, there will be no more decode encode cycles made on the system. Everything is now decoded, processed in the system, and then encoded again using FFmpeg. This should give an initial, well, not initial, just really much faster startup times, much better performance overall, and the overall performance also, I forgot to mention, has been increased by roughly 25% depending on your system. Let's quickly compare the results. This is with sharpening, this is with everything in between. It has also been duplicated, but I assume there's just not that many duplicates here. Yeah, it's a spanning scene, so there's not much to duplicate. But just a quick comparison, as you can see, it has denoised it, it has increased the contrast, and it has overall just better quality compared to the older input. I have an input here for segmentation. It should be pretty good. I mainly just want Gojo to be removed. Let's do a segmentation run. I do want to mention the segmentation does not work with chaining. It is a process in and out of itself. Basically, you will not be able to chain everything in one go. It will do everything on the system. This is a residue, by the way, but it should be good enough. I think this is an issue that I will have to fix, but yeah, it screws with the aspect ratio. Let's do like this. Awesome. So yeah, now you have a green screened input. Of course, there's still more work to done. Mainly speaking, I will add a bounding option. Basically what that means, it's once it generates the mask, it can cache that mask and just process the area around the mask instead of processing this area that is basically useless and it's not going to be useful for anything. But yeah, it should now generate automated green screens for basically anybody. But yeah, that's about it. You can find the script on GitHub or in the description below. It's free to use, it doesn't cost any money, and I welcome anybody to join our Discord server and leave their opinions and feature requests. But yeah, that's basically it. Have a good day, evening, whatever. Goodbye.